Hello, my name is Yegor Klimov, and I want to introduce you Bus Factor Explorer. First of all, what is Bus Factor? In 1994, Michael McClay asked a question in Python mail list if Guido was hit by a bus. And it's a really interesting question because it's not obvious what will be with the project if the main contributor will leave it. And it can be said that this is one of the famous early examples of bus factor estimation. Bus factor is the metric that represents the knowledge distribution among the contributors. And bus factor is the minimal number of engineers that have to leave for a project to stall. And there are several tools that allows to compute bus factor, and some of them allows to visualize it, but it's not easy to use because often you need to manually clone the repository, process the commits somehow, and only after that you will give the results. And we created a new tool that supports visualization and export data out of the box. And we consider it two main user scenarios. First of all, it's software developers. They can use our tool to improve software development process by analyzing knowledge distribution following from the bus factor. And also they can use tree map visualization or build their own charts to track this metric. The second group is researchers. They can create new bus factor calculation algorithm and analyze the results using tree map and custom visualizations. And also they can export data for further exploration and to create tools based on bus factor data. So let's continue to the demo. Our application is available on GitHub and also published as a Docker image to the GitHub package. So you can use it in a single command. For example, we can run it as follows. Here I just configured port mapping and volumes to see the results in my file system. Okay, I'm starting container, and now it will be available on 89 port. Yes, let's go to this page. Yes, and here you can see the our main page, and there are two already computed projects, async.io from Python group and CPython. And here you can find search for repositories, like on GitHub, for example, you can search just by a Python term. And in this case, you will search by repository name. Also, we can find projects by organization, for example, JetBrains Research. Yes, and we can submit analyzation, and you will receive notification about the process. For example, here you can just press the button and jump to the visualization page. And let's try to analyze something big to show jobs page. For example, we can submit code to sec and just go here. Yes, here you can see the log of the analysis. And after that, it will be finished. The project will be available on this page. And let's look under the hood. And when we submit the job, we submit task to the pool. After that, when the task is started, it will clone repository and download bots to exclude them from the code authors. After that, we will iterate through commits for the last year and a half and collect contribution statistics. After that, we will compute bus factor using statistics because it will be information about the code ownership and something like that. And after that, we saved read to JSON file. Now I want to pass the word to my colleague Umair to describe our visualization.
So here we see the main visualization page of Bus Factor Explorer. We have a lot of things on screen. Let's go clockwise, starting from the center tree map visualization. So this tree map is showing the root of the folder and its direct child contents, child nodes. Each tile represents a file or a folder, and it shows the name and the bus factor of that file or folder. We can navigate into other parts of the project by just clicking the folders. So maybe we can go to PC. And there are different colors for the tiles. each color represents a bus factor range that we will discuss come on the right hand side. And also each selected folder has some details on this stats panel. So for example, we are right now in the PC folder. We see the bus factor here, and we also see a list of top contributors. Next, we have the colors themselves. So the colors are actually based on some ranges of bus factors. There is predefined ranges for 4 categories. Gray means we don't have the bus factor calculated for it. Maybe the file is too old, or maybe it's just ignored. Dangerous currently includes bus factor from 0 to 1. Then there is low. Then there is okay. But we realize that these ranges might not apply uniformly to all projects. So this range is actually configurable. We can change the breakpoints or the thresholds for these ranges. So if using the slider here, you see if I move it around, the range values, the range boundaries change. Same way with the colors might not be suitable for everyone, so you can assign your own colors for each of the ranges. So maybe I can change the color here for something to green, let's say. And so this thing is updated. We also have, so we can always click on the tree map itself to navigate, but if we need to go levels up, we can use this panel here, the current path panel, and we can use the up button. So we are back into the root of the folder now. And there's also a home button. So if you're maybe multiple levels in deep, maybe if you're 5 subfolders deep, you can just click the home button and it will return you to the root of the directory. So you can see the root. We also have some filtering options. One option is to provide regex patterns. So whatever regex patterns we provide here, only the file names that match will be shown on the tree map. A much easier way is to filter things using this list of suggested filters. So we can remove some of the not so useful files and folders here. So I can maybe remove get ignore, for example, and get attributes is here. We can remove that. And so like it might make it the tree map less cluttered and really help you focus on the actual more valuable parts of the project. We also have simulation mode to see what would happen to the bus factor if some of our contributors left. So this is the same tree map, just now it doesn't have any colors and also it does not have any bus factor numbers. What it will show instead is, let's say if I uncheck the top contributor here, it will show the effect on the bus factor for each of the nodes and also for the entire project. So some of the folders are now highlighted. The yellow ones, they indicate that the bus factor has decreased for those nodes by the number indicated in the brackets. So -1 means the bus factor has gone down by 1. But the bus factor of these projects still is not 0, even after this author leaves. So we can see here in the tooltip, for example, that the bus factor has gone down from 3 to 2 for this tools folder. For some other files and folders, the ones that are red, means that the bus factor has gone down by 1. We can tell that using the number in the square brackets. But also the overall change is that the bus factor has decreased to 0. So basically, if this author leaves, if the contributor leaves, the bus factor of the files and folders marked red just goes down to 0. We can make multiple contributors leave as well, and we can add them back again. This is basically our idea for the simulation. There's also some other customization features that my friend Igor will discuss.
Well, thank you. So Explore Data panel allows to further research for the data. You can push the button, info button, and see the Python script that allows to build tree map using Python and Plotly with our data exported by CSV button. Here you can obtain results in CSV and JSON formats. In CSV, you will get something like this. Each row of CSV file represents each file in the repository. And you can see here the file name, file size, bus factor, and contributor information about contributors. So, and there one more feature is the chart playground. We supported chart playground developed by Plotly team, and it allows to build custom charts. For example, you can just build a tree map, as was showed, for example, like this. Yes, but we already have a tree map, so let's try to create something different. For example, we can create a bar chart with the distribution of bus factor in a project. For X, we will choose bus factor. For Y, we will choose, for example, ID. But we want to create this chart. It's the I will remove it. Sorry. We want to build chart where we want to group by files by their bus factor. And for this, we need to create a custom transformation for data. And we will make aggregation by bus factor. And for X, we will just leave the value. And for Y, we will count files. And in our algorithm we set bus factor 0 if it's old file or something like that. And we can add filter to not to show these values. For example, we can filter it by bus factor value and include the range from 1 to 10. Yes, and also we can configure styles because we can see that bins are not equal, and we can try to add configure the logarithmic range for the y. Yes, now it's better.